could we have an exciting transfer deadline day?
Yeah.
We could do. Because it's shaping up very nicely, Flav.
Oh, mate.
Very, very nicely.
Yeah.
It's looking good. There's got some massive transfers we're going to be talking about. Will Liverpool get Van Dijk?
Will they?
Will Sanchez leave and go to Man City?
We know some stuff has just broken pretty much.
Some stuff has just broken. And most importantly, Flav, how many Lamar references can we get into an episode of Tits? Brilliant. You're going to find out in this episode. Run the titles. So we're going to be talking about Liverpool, 3 transfers involved in that one. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. Looking forward to that?
Yep. What is happening at Arsenal Football Club?
If you know what's happening at Arsenal Football Club, please let us know in the comments. We've got Adrian on the comments, so let us know. And we'll talk about Chelsea as well, because they've got some work to do as well to fill their quota. But let's kick off with the club they were in a wobbly moment a week ago. And Liverpool.
Yeah.
1 week later, it's all looking good. Actually, before we get into that, bit of admin. First of all, Transfer Deadline Day live is happening again on the Ball Street channel, and this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to get all of the network involved through Ball Street Fan TV, which is a Twitter account where we've been showing reactions from different fans up and down the country straight after games. It's got great little clips of chants, great little reviews of games from people who've been there and watched the game. So we've been doing that for a few weeks now. You've been on it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've given my reaction.
You have. And so what we want to do now is, and this can start right now, we want you guys to video yourself and tweet at Ball Street Fan TV. Do that, and first of all, we can retweet those, we can interact with those on an account that's got a decent amount of followers. So if you're trying to get yourself out there, then that's great. Or if you just want to get your opinion out there, it's also great. But on Transfer Deadline Day, so this is this Thursday, 31st of August, which is Flav's birthday as well.
Yep.
We want you to give your reaction to the rumours, to how your team is shaping up on Transfer Deadline Day. And we're going to be showing the clips live, reacting to them, talking to them, and talking to you. So you can get involved. To reiterate, at Ball Street Fan TV, get talking about your transfers now, video yourself, tweet it to us, and we'll talk straight back, and you can see yourself. You can get involved on Transfer Deadline Day on Thursday. So that's on Twitter. There's also a thing called Volley.
Yeah.
Volley's a new app. It's a bit like Twitter, a bit like Instagram, but for football.
Just football.
Ball Street is just headed over there. We've just started on there. We're posting on there regularly. I think a lot of different guys are as well.
All of the Ball Street network as well is involved. They've all got accounts, all posting content around their football clubs. Head over and download Volley now. And get involved in it again, yeah.
I know.
Let's go on to transfer news.
Transfer news. Exactly. So Liverpool fans, get gloating in the comments. Adrian, are they gloating already? Are they excited? Yeah. They are excited. They're going to win the league, Flav.
We've heard that again.
Yeah. That's all right.
My favourite, I think the opening day, everyone gets giddy when a good result. You played an Arsenal team in disarray, and they are falling apart at the seams. They have no idea what's going on. So I would just hold your horses a little bit, Liverpool fans. Don't go down that path yet. There's a long way to go. I
think maybe next year could possibly be the year for you, because Naby Keita, as I'm sure all Liverpool fans now know, is going to be a Liverpool player. A bit of an odd one in the fact that Leipzig said that he wasn't going to go. They've tried to get him to sign a contract 3 different times this season, and it looked like that was dead in the water. I remember chatting to Paul from the Redmond TV. He said that was never going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's happened, but not this season.
What is it? It's not officially signed, is it? It looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, he has. He's signed, isn't he?
So he signed a pre-contract?
Yeah, so weird one. He'd go and do a medical, then bye.
See you later.
Off, yeah.
Well, the same thing when Spurs signed Dele Alli, we sent him back to MK Dons. He played another season there. Yeah, right. It does happen. I think what's happened here is Liverpool gone back. Look, we understand you don't want to sell him. He's important to Leipzig this year. They're in the Champions League. Liverpool have done an intelligent thing, so to secure the player's signature. And sign him next year. Ideally, they would like him this year, but they sign him next year, and you know that transfer is in the bag, and they can prepare. They already look quite good this season already, so it seems like a logical thing to do. I think they've done a sensible bit of business here. The issue is that if he gets injured, the transfer. I'm sure there'll be a clause in it that the transfer will be off.
Yeah.
You don't know how Leipzig are going to treat him. You have no idea about how the player is going to be trained, and whether or not it'll be in a way is he going to develop into the player that he's bought now. The likelihood is everything's going to be fine, and he's going to be a great player for Liverpool next season. And obviously, it's a case where, you know, if he has a brilliant season for Leipzig this year, they go far in the Champions League, and other teams bigger than Liverpool with more sway than Liverpool can come in for him. So they've done an intelligent thing.
Yeah, that's true. It also might be something to do with financial fair play. Although, saying that, it sounds like all the transfer gossip around social media and the newspapers suggesting that Liverpool are not done yet here. They've got 2 big deals that they still want to get done. First of all, Van Dijk, who, as they've been chatting about this one all summer long. It looks like they're going to go back with an 80 million one. It's just like they won't take no for an answer, it seems, with this one.
Yeah.
Pellegrini, the Southampton manager, said that he will be a player for Southampton come September 1st. But I think this will go right down to the wire, because they're going to push and push and push for this, because you've got Keita, but you haven't got him this season. You still need to strengthen this season.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, I think they would buy both if they could. You know, they would want Van Dijk as centre back. Signing Keita has nothing to do with signing Van Dijk. You know, the fact is, though, that Liverpool made some sort of approach which upset Southampton, so much so that Liverpool had to eat humble pie and apologise on social media. If they go back in for Southampton, for Van Dijk, the Southampton then go, hang on a minute, everything you still did lots wrong early on. We're now going to report you.
Yeah.
You know, you apologised, great. Now you're going back on your apology by trying to sign him. So, I don't know how that doesn't disappear what they did earlier in the summer.
I think it will disappear.
Well, it will disappear if they pay so much that Southampton say, well, okay, here's some hush money, essentially.
Right.
Because whatever happened, something happened.
Yeah.
So much so that they apologised, so something definitely happened. If they wind up Southampton, then that just comes back. But, again, you know, although beating Arsenal 4-0, there has been defensive frailties in Liverpool this season already. They need Van Dijk.
So what does your gut say? And what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Will Van Dijk go to Liverpool? Do you think it'll happen?
Yes.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I just think it's an insane amount of money. 81 million for him, 75 million for Keita. Who's Lamar? Which we do.
Well, yeah, I mean
that's still 50-50.
It's still 50-50 right away.
Yeah.
It's got time to grow. I think but it's not that easy. That's the thing. All these transfers.
I think, and the thing is, he's the kind of player that would dance through defence.
He would.
Yeah.
He would. I mean, but look, time is running out. TikTok.
But as a player, it's also time for him to grow.
Yeah,
well, so.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll happen today. Some people are thinking that it will happen today. I think it'll happen another day.
Yeah.
But it feels right.
Well, and also, I mean, you think he could make Liverpool invincible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to look at Liverpool, I'm going, don't give up.
Is that enough? That's got to be 15. 15 at least.
Yeah.
So Lamar obviously has been linked with Liverpool. 55 million first bid came in. They said no. Then they said 65 million. They said no again.
So
no,
not money.
Again, you're going into astronomical figures for players that you do not know whether or not they're good. You love that stuff, don't you? Absolutely love it. By the time this window closes, Liverpool could have spent 80 million on Van Dijk, 75 million on Keita, 60. Well, it's going to be 75 million plus for Lamar.
Or maybe, just maybe.
All right.
I mean, but they're going to wait forever.
Yeah.
That's the thing with them. It's complicated, Cupid.
That's over 200 million and they've already spent 35 million on Salah. Am I missing anyone else, Adrian?
Any other players? Could Coutinho still go?
Well, Coutinho will go, but
that's got me saying no.
Leave it. Leave it.
Okay.
So that's over 200 million. If Liverpool do not win the league, they have to win the league. They've got to win the league.
I've been listening for a while.
So brilliant, fantastic. So you've got Liverpool that have to win the league. You've got Man City who have to win the league. You've got Chelsea. How do you spend that much money?
No, I agree.
So one of those three managers have got to go, and Mourinho. At the end of the season, if one of those 4 teams don't come close to winning the league, that manager has to be sacked. You can't just go around spending 200 million. If Klopp finishes 4th now, you have to go. You can't just spend 200 million, 250
Adrian's
million.
shaking his head.
You're saying, Adrian, Liverpool fans, shaking his head now because you're really happy. You're really happy. You can't spend that kind of money and then not win the league. I get everyone else is spending money, but it'll be up between Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and United. One of those managers will be gone at the end of the season for sure.
But yeah.
And if Liverpool finish 4th after spending 200 million, what have you got to do? What have you got to do to win the league? I'm not asking answers. I'm just getting. There'll be lots of comments.
Yeah,
what are the comments saying?
Comments saying Liverpool finished first to third.
First to third.
Yeah, we're saying Arsenal or Spurs will drop out top 4.
Yeah, I mean they should, based on the amount of money that everyone spent. Absolutely. And when they don't, serious questions have to be answered to any of those clubs that have spent that money.
So do you think that's what's happening at Arsenal then? So let's move on to Arsenal. Is that what they're doing? They're just trying to go, Wenger's gone, we're not going to win the league, guys. Well, like, yeah, but everyone's going to be spending money. Exactly. Let them have the pressure. We'll finish 7th.
Well,
whatever it'll be.
Spent money
we'll
as
be
well.
happy with that because we'll have sold everyone. What is going on at Arsenal?
I can't understand. But the biggest shock to me is this Mustafi going. I mean, they've already sold Gabriel.
So Paulista to Valencia already. Looks like Mustafi's going to Inter Milan.
On loan.
They want to get the 35 million they spent for him last year. They bought him last year, of course, you remember this transfer window.
Yeah.
He's failed to settle. Different cultures, isn't it? Germany, England. Oh, God, it's just like, it's a whole different world. I mean, come on, mate. Like, get on with it.
That's crazy. Obviously, they've got massive defensive problems. They got absolutely royally pumped at Anfield at the weekend. Mustafi, if his head's not right, he's got to go. But how have they left themselves in this position again?
So yeah, well, they've been playing sort of left backs they're playing right backs at left wing backs.
It's huge reliance on Rob Holding. He's a young. To be honest, does look like a good defender, and they've got made a good signing.
It's nowhere near like when you've got Liverpool going, we need another centre back. And they've got a few, they've got guys there. They have centre-backs available. They haven't even got enough players available, Arsenal. You can understand, for the first time, we talk about crisis and meltdown and all that stuff. At least Arsenal fans, this is what you've got. This is real deal stuff. Like, you're running out of players.
You lot have overreacted a lot over the last 5 years, but finally you've got something to react about. Like, I ain't sympathetic, I'm happy to see it, but I can understand why Arsenal fans are peeved at the moment. I mean, I was watching Arsenal fan TV after the game, and there was people saying that there must be an element of sabotage because we just can't understand it. And do you know what? As crazy as that sounds, there's no other explanation.
It's getting so confusing now. Let's work towards Sanchez. Let's sort of warm up before we get there. So Mustafi, centre back. There were other options for you guys. You felt like you had them, but to sell Paulista and then to try and sell him as well. And it looks like it's a done deal. He's going on loan to Inter Milan. That seems really odd to me.
Just one thing on that. The biggest competition for Van Dijk to Liverpool will be Arsenal, I think. And it puts Liverpool in a very difficult position because Southampton clearly don't want to sell to them.
Yeah.
I think Van Dijk would happily walk to Arsenal if it meant getting out of Southampton. So there could be some challenge there. Arsenal will need a centre-back to replace both Gabriel and Mustafi. And that could well be Virgil van Dijk. It would appease the fans to some degree if they're spending 80 million on that defender. They probably don't want to spend him because he isn't worth that.
Yeah.
But
Arsenal and Chelsea sniffing about Van Dijk. Sniffing about.
But Chelsea well, we're going to come on to Chelsea on their quota, but they're not going to buy another foreign player. I can't see it.
Probably not. Chamberlain, that is the next one. Obviously, Arsenal accepted an offer from Chelsea. I guess, we're going to get on to Chelsea a bit more, but them losing him, he's in the final year of his contract. It's another one of those where you're going to lose another decent player. I mean, are Arsenal fans, are you devastated that he's leaving? Are you bothered that much? Is he a big loss or not?
It's symbolic rather than it being a big loss. He's a good player, but obviously they want to play him as a wing back. He doesn't want to play there. Ironically, the only place he's going to get into the Chelsea team is a wing back probably. Yeah. I think it's symbolic as well. They do not need at this stage to have to sell one of their players to Chelsea, a rival, for any amount of money. But they're over a barrel because he's refused to sign a new contract, £180,000 a week contract.
Rejected
which is insane.
Wow.
That's more money than any player at Tottenham. Which will pose problems for Tottenham in the future. But the fact that they're having to sell to a rival because that's where the money is, it's symbolic of something much bigger than Oxlade-Chamberlain.
And let's move on to the big one then. Alexis Sanchez apparently handed in a transfer request yesterday.
That was denied though by the club.
It was denied, right? Yeah, they're still claiming that he is not for sale, despite being in the last year of his contract. Man City have now made an official bid. Well, they're certainly talking to the Arsenal properly. And initially there was a talk of 70 million plus this guy Jason Denayer, who played for Man City. He's been on loan the last 3 seasons. He's sort of famous for getting in a fight at some point.
Yeah.
But then today the news broke that Sterling plus money, so they're kind of the other way around. So Sterling, of course, cost 50 million for Man City. So, and I think he wouldn't have gone down in value, I wouldn't have thought, especially the way the market is now. So he's probably still about 50 million plus a decent bit of cash. Raheem Sterling's got to be fuming walking into training today. Bank holiday Monday off, of course, because no one works that day. And then he's walked in the door thinking he's, loving life. Yeah, he might have got, there was a sending off, but he did score the goal.
Yeah.
And he walks in.
He's like,
and they're like,
he's like walking in like a boss, like Conor McGregor, isn't he? and then he sits down and they go,
see Arsenal?
What a mess!
What a mess! I don't know. They're good. Good club to play for. Good. What? Why are you saying that to me? Why are you saying that directly at me?
It's weird. Why are we having this conversation?
They're rubbish. Why would you? No one wants to go there.
Sit down, Raheem. Sit down.
A lot of history. Yeah. Quick word. 5 minutes. You're going to Arsenal.
Yeah.
He is a London boy, of course. From the famous Queen's Park Rangers Academy. Might want to go back to Liverpool, to London. That might be something they might want to do. He will definitely start at Arsenal.
Yeah, he would.
But it's a bit devastating for him. No Champions League football. You're going to Europa League. Again, I don't think he'd be too bothered about that. To be the main man somewhere might suit him. I don't know. But for Arsenal fans to feel like
it's not a replacement. It's not a replacement. He's a good player. He certainly is a good player. Offers pace. There's a lot of hurdles to get over that.
Yeah, but Sanchez is determined to get something sorted out. So much so that he was supposed to go off with the Chile squad. He's now said, "Can I leave so that I can sort out my personal business?"
Which means he's gone.
Which do you think?
Yeah, he's gone.
This one you've got. This is what's going to be so good about transfer deadline day. I think. Hopefully, obviously, we're all hoping. It's like there's loads of drama. It's just that there's a lot of clubs that do not want to sell, and there's a lot of clubs that are saying, "I don't care, I want it, give it to me now."
Yeah.
So
it's kind of it has been the story of the transfer season because it's essentially there used to be by refusing to sell as with Coutinho and as with Lamar, it gets to a point where the buying club goes, well, this is ridiculous. We can't keep just increasing the amount of money in the hope that this club will just say yes. But that hasn't stopped anyone. Like Coutinho, what was the final bid for Coutinho? 139 million pounds.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. That's not dead yet.
No, it's not dead. He'll be gone. He'll be gone.
Do you think?
Well, why?
But they spent a lot of money on Dembele now. I can't see that one happening. Which is annoying.
Are you mad?
Money in it. I can't.
What, do you think that this sudden splashing of the cash for Liverpool isn't about the money they're going to get to? How do they comply with financial fair play if they're spending £250 million?
I don't know, but I just think
why would they buy
it.
Lamar when they have Coutinho? They wouldn't be spending 75 million on Lamar if Coutinho is there and he's going to play.
Maybe it will. You'll find out. We'll find out soon.
Well, this is why transfer deadline.
Yeah, it's going to be wicked. Yeah,
it's all about.
Let us know your thoughts. You can do that right now. Take a video of yourself, tweet it at Ball Street Fan TV, and we'll retweet it. We'll talk to you. And then finally, let's go to Chelsea. This is quite interesting, I think, just because they're basically going for the best England players they can get at this moment in time.
Yeah.
The reason for this is that they allow John Terry, Solanke, Chalobah all to leave this summer, obviously on permanent moves. Meanwhile, other players like Tammy Abraham, Loftus-Cheek, Zuma, Izzy Brown all went on loan. So it leaves them with one English player in their squad, and you have to have 8 homegrown players. Homegrown players is a bit vague because it doesn't mean they need to be English or British. It just needs to be players who've kind of gone through the academy system. So at the moment they've got Cahill, Moses, Christensen, Fabregas and Charlie Masonda. So they're 3 short of this 8-player quota. So which means that this is why they've been linked. This is where the Drinkwater deal has kind of come out from nowhere, really. I don't think anyone's really expecting that kind of signing to happen. 40 million is one that I read for him. Yeah. You've got Ross Barkley, who's, I think he's injured, isn't he? Isn't he out for a little while? So they still want to get him.
So this is the idea.
And the Chamberlain deal.
Is this the idea that, so they have to have 8 or what happens? Just so you're not allowed to play.
I guess they'd have to put forward other people from within the squad.
Do you know Craig?
Craig?
Youth players.
Yeah, they just have to. So I guess they're that desperate not to do that. But mad for them to get. We were talking about it in the office, to get rid of Chalobah in the first place. You've got a player there who's now got into the English squad because he's finally playing some games of football.
Yeah.
And he would have done just as good a job. But I guess he wanted to go out and play. Drinkwater. They're all just. They all seem like. I don't know if it's just because they're English, so you're kind of like not as excited by them. But they're players that aren't going to play. And actually, for someone who is an England fan, and we've got a World Cup next year, these guys need to be playing. And for them to go there, it's...
well, we're not worried about Danny Drinkwater.
Well, no, he might be near the squad. You never know. I think Chelsea want him.
No.
No, you're not having it?
No.
Okay. The other thing with Chelsea, of course, is Diego Costa, the one that's been rumbling along.
This is madness. Yeah, I kind of want it to happen.
Go on then. I
So
struggle to believe this.
So this is someone tweeted, verified account, but what does that mean? This guy, I can't remember the Twitter account, forgive me. He has said that that Diego Costa has agreed to join Everton for 6 months, till January, where he then will be allowed to join Atleti. And obviously, he would, at this stage, agree anything to play some football because, obviously, Chelsea hate him and he hates Chelsea.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what he agrees because Chelsea still needs to sanction the transfer and if they're not interested in his development. However, there is something interesting in the fact that they've already played each other. It's actually in Chelsea's best interest to strengthen Everton here.
Yeah, but are they a different animal, Everton, if they've got Diego Costa up front?
Absolutely.
They're like... That's pretty exciting if you're an Everton fan.
Yeah.
Even if you get him till January, it's a big loss after that. But if you can get him for those few months and it puts you... If you're, say, top 4 come January 1st and he goes to Atletico Madrid, you just got to... I know you've got to hang on, but like... You've got a massive, massive chance of doing something really special.
Well, I think the top 7 this season will be as close as it probably has been in years. And I think Everton will be closer to that top 4 than they ever have... Well, they have been since qualifying... I can't remember, it was 2010 or whenever it was.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in a situation where they're going to be within 6 points, probably, by the end of the season of a Champions League spot. With Diego Costa, they can get that 6 points before January. They're going to win games that they wouldn't have won because they have him in the side. If they can get him for the 4 or 5 months between now and January, then why not? Because it is going to make them a different animal. They are going to be an actual side that could, in my opinion, with Diego Costa there,
I've got to say,
they're going to challenge in the earlier months. I think.
As a Premier League neutral, I like the underdog, and I like Everton. I'd love to see Everton do something.
I'd rather them be up there than anyone else apart from Spurs, obviously.
2 final quick ones before we leave you. Renato Sanchez, Swansea. Go on, the Swansea. Go on, lads, go get him. Go and get him. They've got a lot of cash.
I'd
take him, wouldn't you?
Of course I would.
Yeah, it's like maybe there's some sort of swap deal you can do. I don't know. Yeah. Sanchez, Renato Sanchez to Swansea. That would be a statement in itself. That a player who was a young player of 2016 Euro 2016, then goes to Bayern Munich, is now going to Swansea.
How likelihood? What's the likelihood? Doesn't seem likely.
I'd be very surprised.
It means that no one else in the top, anyone above Swansea is interested.
Yeah, or have the money to. I guess the Sigurdsson deal, they've got a lot of money from that. So that's an interesting one. And a bit of a sad one to finish on, but I just thought it was quite interesting. Ravel Morrison going to Atlas.
Is it sad?
In Mexico.
It's just
one of those, so much talent. Is that QPR? He looked so good. He's just not got it.
He's not all there.
Top 2 inches aren't there, unfortunately.
Look, I hope he sorts it out and he fulfills his potential, but he isn't going to. We'll probably never hear from him again.
Hope you're watching. Right, enough tits for you?
Never. But
500 likes, come on.
I'm placated. I've had enough tits for now.
Okay, so look, this is exciting. Let us know your thoughts on all the transfers that we've discussed today. Join us on Thursday, transfer deadline day. Going to be live here. Paul's coming down from the Redmen TV. We're going to have people on the phone from all over the place. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a lot more about getting everyone's opinion at the right time. Fans' opinion, not just reporters who don't know their stuff, guys who are there.
Sky Sports do transfer deadline day, don't they? Everyone knows that, and it's a one-way thing. They're just giving you information. What we're doing is bringing fans together, and we're going to work through this, what is going to be, I think, for the first time in years, and actually an exciting transfer deadline day.
Yeah, so if you want to hear what fans who know what they're talking about have to say about their club, then join us on transfer deadline day. If you're new to this channel, subscribe now and then you won't miss that live when it happens on Thursday, the 31st of August. Flav will also be giving us live updates of his birthday evening meal with his girlfriend.
But, to be clear, hang on, to be clear, I won't be talking about my birthday. I mean, stuff happens at Spurs.
Exciting stuff.
Remember also to download the Volley app, that's VOLE. It's essentially Instagram, but just for football. All of the Bull Street Network are on it, and you'll be seeing original content from us on that app, so download it now.
Yep, we'll see you very soon. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, as I said. If you like this video, hit that like button, let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you next time.